Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having a great day. I know we just finished up a stream, but I wanted to give you guys just a quick update about what I think is going on in the market right now. Sorry for the sound of cars. I got my microphone on here. Hopefully it makes it a little bit better. And I got my cigar here to smoke along with you guys. So right now, here's what I see. Bitcoin on the weekly chart is turning bearish, but not completely bearish just because we don't have that big change of character just yet. If you want to see the whole system freak out, you're going to have to wait for us to break down and go to that new low here. That being said, until that happens, Bitcoin is at a large level of support. We've done a good job bouncing off of it so far, and the one thing that can continue on this bounce is going to be CPI data coming out next week. We're going to have CPI data, PPI data, and a lot of stuff coming out, and that's going to be the key for Bitcoin to find a rally here. And that being said, CPI data is important, but all of this is because we're trying to figure out what Jerome Powell is going to do with interest rates and interest rate cuts. And the only way we have a good idea of what he's doing is because what the CPI data is allowing us to see. If you want to see Jerome Powell cut earlier than expected, maybe have 2 or 3 cuts instead of 1, we need to see the CPI report coming in better than expectations, or at least at expectations. I've been thinking about this a lot as far as what exactly do we have to do, and I think we just have to show improvement over the long term. What happened was the first quarter of this year, we had really bad inflation numbers after the Fed said we were really, inflation was going very, very well. They keep on getting embarrassed time and time again, and I think they're honestly they don't know what to do at this point. Remember, as soon as inflation started to cool last month, what do? They flipped and they went to more hawkish, right as they had the best economic, CPI data in a long time. So because of that, they're looking more and more embarrassed. They're not looking as competent. And that lack of trust right now is making the market freak out just a little bit. You notice how the market's going up, but there's a lot of individual stocks right now in the background that you're not looking at, not those big tech stocks, the stuff in the background. They're having some really crazy crashes, and nobody's really talking about it because, of course, all of that money is going to the Apples, the Nvidias, Microsofts, Teslas. It's all going into those ones and not the others. So right now, these are my 2 ideas. I'm going to continue dollar cost averaging, mostly heavier, into those types of larger market caps like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. When it comes to other altcoins out there that have been falling down a lot more, like a meme coin or an AI token or something like that, I'm still dollar cost averaging, but I feel like instead of buying into them because they've been kind of still going down for a while, I feel like I just should hold that Tether, hold that USDC, and just hold it. And then once I see for sure that Bitcoin is making those larger moves, I will buy with more confidence in those altcoins and kind of wait to see what happens next. That's the first way you guys could do it. The second way is going to be doing that with a little bit of a mix. So I'm buying altcoins right now. I'm buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, plus all the smaller tokens. But there are certain tokens where I'm just like, you know what? That could keep on coming down for a while. Let's just hold off on buying that for now. Or maybe I'll do a little bit, buy a little teeny bit and I'll wait to see what happens just so I have a record of it. And then I'll buy in more heavily once I see Bitcoin forming some of those more bullish change of characters in the daily and the weekly charts. And then, of course, the oscillators on those weekly charts and daily charts also having some really good moves. Because right now, everything hinges on CPI next week. We've been talking about CPI month after month after month. But when we have to figure this out, we have CPI report that's either good or bad. Then the Fed comes out, and that Fed decision really keeps the market moving for the next few weeks. I don't believe there is an FOMC meeting anywhere close to right now. So if we have a good CPI report, that should give us at least a few more weeks of Bitcoin going back up and trying to get back up towards $67,000, $68,000, even $70,000. That doesn't look too good from there. I'm smoking it the wrong way. But anyway, that's kind of the goal of what I'm looking at right now, because I can sense some fear in the audience, how people have been kind of moving away from cryptocurrency, stuff like that. They still seem to want to keep buying. It's fine if you're buying, but it has to be a certain amount of capital, right? It doesn't have to be, how do I say this in the nicest way? Like, you guys don't have to put the kitchen sink into cryptocurrency. You guys could put a few bucks in there every time, $100 in there every week. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel comfortable with. But I want you guys to understand that if you guys start freaking out and feeling really, really crazy about crypto and you feel really bad about it, like you're losing all this money, don't feel bad about just putting your foot off the gas pedal and just relaxing a little bit. That's what I've been doing since March, since I sold off that larger quantity, and I've just been dollar cost averaging. My life has been much more stable and just not as wild because I'm not having to watch all these crazy moves because I sold in March when everything was really high. Or I should say we sold because a lot of you guys sold at some of these peaks. However, right now, I'm still not bullish on Bitcoin. I think that's the big thing I wanted to let you guys know. I'll let you guys know, and I think that'll be fine. I'll also be putting out some more trading tutorials here pretty soon. But I think the way the channel's going, as views go down because nobody's watching crypto content right now, because the market's kind of shitty, of course, I think I have to try to pivot to something else in order to get more views. Sorry, fruit fly or gnat or something out here. Easiest way to get them away, go away is just to blow a bunch of smoke. But anyway, I think I have to pivot towards more tutorials, which is I'm going to take other people's tutorials and make them better because I don't want to just make up a new tutorial from scratch. I've done that. It's very good. Nothing I've made since then has been able to beat it. Now, last thing here. I'm going to try to stream a lot more and do a lot more content for you guys. The build-up is taking a little bit more time than I thought because I just don't wake up early enough as I thought I might. So keep an eye on all that type of stuff, including me waking up and putting out videos. But I'm hoping that you'll have at least 2 videos from me during the daytime. A lot of political and crypto-friendly shorts. That way you guys can see what's going on because I do think a huge portion of what happens over the next few years with Bitcoin is going to be what happens with Trump versus Biden versus RFK. We're going to have to know what happens there. And then finally, getting ready for Bitcoin Nashville. That's going to be a good time. Let me know if you want me to try to interview anybody, and I might be able to do so. I'm only a YouTuber, so I'm nothing really fancy out there in the world, but I might be able to go interview some project that you guys may have been looking at. Thanks.